See it played. Jena, Napoleon conquers Prussia, October 1806. The Prussian soldier was just as spirited as the French, and well trained. His cavalry and that of his Saxon ally was superb. His generals had lots of experience. So I've set up the battle scenario number 2. The Battle of Saalfeld, fought on October 10th, 1806. Lasts 5 turns. Very small number of units on each side, a small play area. I guess of note, it looks like the French are on the offensive because the French victory is shatter the core of Prince Louis Ferdinand or occupy either Saalfeld or Schwarze by the end of the end turn. And the Prussian victory is just to avoid this. So it looks like the French are on the offensive. They are marching, which direction? Well, they're marching from Hoheneichen towards Saalfeld and Blankenberg. Okay. So it's the French onboard movement phase. Starting the scenario here, we just have 2 combat units and a leader. We've got Lannes, 5th Corps commander, Cheliard, cavalry, and Suchet infantry. So I'm going to start with, I think Lannes can just move with the cavalry without any other effect. I think Lannes is not considered a combat unit, so they're going to move along the highway here. They're going to spend 1/2 movement point per hex, which means that they're going to be in road column. So I'm going to put a road column marker on them. So they're going to pay 1/2 for each hex. Lannes has a movement potential of 7, and the Cheliard's cavalry has the same movement potential of 7. So 1/2 1, 1/2 2, 2.5 3, 3.5 4, 4.5 5. Now, what happens at this crossing here? At this water crossing? Okay, I think this is a ford. The highway is crossing the stream. I think that's a ford. There is no extra point cost. The only effect is a unit is considered to be in road column from after crossing a ford all the way to the end of its movement. Doesn't matter in this case because I already voluntarily went into road column. So they're just going to cross the stream like that. And then I'm going to have Suchet come up behind them, also using road column. But Suchet has a movement potential of 5 instead. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, coming right up behind, like that. I think that's the French movement. Okay, I want to take a look at the Prussian situation here. But first, I probably should figure out if anybody starts out of command. I wonder if, well, no, I will consider if anybody's out of command. Let's first look at our setup here. We have horse artillery and Jaegers here in a, was that a town, village? Was that that's a town village. Yeah, so looks like some defensive benefit. Here we have Louis Ferdinand, which by the way, we have more light infantry, cavalry, infantry, and artillery. So let's figure out since we have this relatively big stack. Let's figure out that. So what's national integrity? Okay, opposing combat units can never be in the same hex. Okay. But Prussian combat units from different army groups may not be in the same hex. Exception, Prussian Fusilier battalions may stack with non-Fusilier battalions. Oh, Fusilier battalions regardless of army group. So the all right, I'm just assuming that the light infantry is both Jaegers and Fusilier. Huh, okay. Oh, I'll assume that for now. Stacking limits. 18 increments of strength points may stack in a single hex. Counters may be moved individually or by stack. Leaders have no incremental value per se. So I do believe in this hex we have 2, 5, 8. I think we have 8 increments, so nowhere near the limit. They are all in Saalfeld, which is what? Saalfeld is... Ooh, what is that? Okay, so there is a distinction between town and village, and they do have slightly different properties. So this is a village, this is a town with the darkened background. So village versus town, okay. And then a fortified town has the clear, we have a fortified town we're going to look at in a second. Okay, so they're in a town. They're in a town which is also a crossroads next to the river here. Yeah, the Zala River. Okay. So probably, well, I mean, Zala is a, oh, I'm sorry, Saalfeld is isn't a French objective, so maybe one idea is, do we reinforce man, this village, do we reinforce the village with a force from the town here? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, over here we have cavalry and more light infantry. Okay, they are blocking this crossroads because this road, so Saalfeld is in a French objective, and down this road, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes down here, Schwarze, which is the other French objective. And then on the Prussian far right, we have the light infantry battalion here in the fortified town, which clearly has the walled fortification symbol encircling the town. Now I know I'm going to leave him there to block this area, well, at least for now. So we kind of have, our Prussian area of operations here broken up by these rivers, actually. So we kind of have a zone over here, and a zone in the center, and a zone on this side. I wish there was a north-seeking arrow handy. No, there it is. Okay. Okay, so this is north. So that way's north. So north, south. So the French are coming from the south. All right. I guess all right, I'll figure out command, and then I probably am not going to move. The Prussians will probably just stay put and defend in place. Now they don't want the French to be able to get around here, so that would be, they don't want the French to be able to flank to the east. Yeah, east. So where could they do that? Well, actually, what is involved in crossing a river? What is? Okay, the river is a barrier, not permitted. Okay, so, oh, okay. Hence the Importance of pontoon bridges. Okay. So actually this is all protected, actually, with the river. So it comes back to the Prussians need to defend this point, which is also the objective Saalfeld. They need to block this road heading north, and they need to block this bridge. Yeah. All right, I'll go through this step by step. So the reason I wanted to look at this is because I remembered that command is handled differently between the French and the Prussians, which, by the way, is a design idea that I like. Okay, so the first thing is there's several ways to put Prussian units in command, and it starts with what kind of leader is giving the order. So first of all, Louis Ferdinand here is a corps leader. Louis Ferdinand is a corps leader. So again, just the basic rules as given. The corps leader, the Prussian corps leader, can be placed in command by an army leader, but we don't really have an army leader for this scenario. So what does that mean? Does that mean Louis Ferdinand's always in command? I'm not sure, but let's just pretend that we need to check his initiative. So his initiative is 4. Oh, we roll a 6. So would he be out of command? Let's just take a look at that for now. It's not going to matter on this. It's not going to matter on this very first turn, really. Out of command. Where did all my? Of course, now I can't find an out of command marker. Out of command. Okay, so let's mark him out of command again, just for whatever exercise purposes. Then now, so he would be marked out of command. Now let's say, all right. Now let's say he rolled a 2, so he is in command. He's operating on his own initiative. Now he places all combat units that belong to him within his radius, command radius, in command. And here's the thing. It's a bit steep. We're talking a command radius of 2 hexes. 2 hexes. So what is a hex? A hex is, kilometer. So a 2-kilometer command radius for a turn. How long are these turns? These turns are 2 hours. 2 hours. Yeah. So not outrageous, but not generous either. Okay. So these are all his units. I think these are all his units. What I'm looking at is the band, the red band for Louis Ferdinand. I think. Okay. Yeah, I think these are all his units. So then his units within his command radius are in command. Now, this unit would be well outside of his command radius. However, the other exception is Prussian Fusilier battalions are always in command. Prussian and Saxon light cavalry that are out of command may attempt to move under their own initiative. That's interesting. But now let's clarify. I mean, I'm almost certain that this is a Prussian Fusilier battalion, but now I guess I might as well make sure I got that right. Yes, so the green coloring, as well as the horn, the tiny horn there in the center, tells you that this is a Jaeger, a light infantry unit made up of Fusiliers and Jaegers. I don't know in what particular ratio or whatever. Rules purposes, I think that's a Prussian Fusilier battalion.